2, 1. This is where we would do like the GameCube intro. Here to talk about the Nintendo GameCube. About 4 weeks ago, we talked about the Game Boy Advance. We did a nice little retrospective discussion on that. So tonight, the loser of that same poll, the GameCube, is going to be our final podcast of 2025 because we are going to be taking a week off. So for the holidays. So I hope you guys are excited to talk about it.
The GameCube is a real loser.
I was going to say we love a real loser on this podcast.
Yeah. So we're going to talk about our lovable loser, the GameCube. So just our usual quick facts, just want to spitball. As a reminder, came out in North America on November 18th, 2001 for $199. I feel like I say that release date a lot because, well, we've talked about that release date quite a lot this season. It sold 21.74 million units worldwide, not a lot, but 12.94 million of those were in North America. So a lot of them were in North America. And it was discontinued in 2007, literally the year after the Wii came out. Nintendo took the GameCube by the handle, chucked that shit in the ocean. It's gone.
I mean, they saw how successful the Wii was immediately, and the Wii has backwards compatibility with the GameCube. So it's like
there was no need. You didn't need to have it. It is the first.
With all respect to the GameCube.
Yeah, it is the first Nintendo console to primarily use discs instead of cartridges, which is a big deal. Not the only system that they've had discs for. They've done weird shit like the Famicom disk system and the Nintendo 64 disk drive. That's neither here nor there. It is also the first major console to have wireless first-party controller support. We had the Wavebird wireless controller introduced in 2002, the year after it came out. And that would become the standard for controllers going forward. So that is a big deal. GameCube was the trendsetter. Now we have wireless controllers, thanks Nintendo, I guess. It is also the first Nintendo home console to not have a mainline Super Mario platformer as its best-selling game. That would go to Super Smash Bros. Melee. And it is also the first Nintendo home console in North America, at least for the most part, where a Super Mario platform was not a launch title. In Japan, obviously, Super Mario Bros. Did not launch with a system that came out 2 years before. So it doesn't apply there. But for us, for the most part, Super Mario Bros. Was out in time to be a launch title. So first system that didn't happen. We all know the GameCube was sold in many, many colors. You had indigo, you had silver, or platinum, whichever one they called it. You had orange, you had black. There's tons of colors, and they all came with matched controllers. That's cool. We talked about this in our Game Boy Advance podcast, and we can talk more about it from the GameCube side, but there's a lot of link support between those two. You had the GameCube, Game Boy Advance Game Link cable, and the Game Boy Player. You had the system being known for a lot of strong first-party support, and there's decent quality, but not a lot of quantity in the form of third-party support, so we'll probably end up touching on that a lot in our discussion tonight. It did support online play with a small handful of titles, prominently Phantasy Star Online, which is cool. And last fun fact, there was a Japan-only variant that we will not talk about because it was Japan only, but it was from Panasonic and had DVD and CD playback, and it was called the Panasonic Q.
Wow.
Just felt like mentioning that.
And it was also a GameCube.
So yeah.
Imagine that.
GameCube, how do we feel? What was your first experience with the GameCube? I think this one's interesting. I don't think we've really talked too much about like our origin stories for this one.
GameCube origin story is pretty simple. I got mine for Christmas the year after I got my Game Boy Advance for Christmas. So it was 2002 was when I got my GameCube.
Pretty early.
The sole game that I got with it was, I forget if it had the year subtitle, but it was Backyard Football.
Okay.
For the GameCube.
I did not own a GameCube at first. My first experience was when I was in foster care, and then I got moved to my aunts and uncles for foster care. And they had some relatives that came over to visit, so they brought their GameCube and they like left it for a while, and they would bring it over quite a bit. And there was like a good like month or so where like they were over a lot. It's also how I got into like Yu-Gi-Oh and a bunch of other stuff. But they brought their GameCube and we played a bunch of Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, Mario Party 4, and Sega Soccer Slam. So
Wow.
Sega Soccer Slam.
I'm so happy that I found out the name of that game because I just remember how ridiculous it looked, and in a good way. Like it was a really cool and it was a really fun game, and I just did not know what it was called for the longest time. Managed to find it. It's Sega Soccer Slam. So that was my first experience. I would actually own the system about 4 to 5 years later. It was sometime in either late 2006, early 2007. And of course, because the game that most stuck out to me was Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, that is one of the first games I got for it. So I would end up getting a bunch of games later. We'll talk more about that after, though. Landon, what was your first experience with GameCube?
I probably saw and or played on it a little bit before I got one, but I got mine sometime 2004 or later, because Pac-Man World 2 plus Pac-Man Versus was the first game I got, which was specifically a player's choice label game.
Oh, so yeah, so
because
that must
Pac-Man
have
World
been
2
a little bit later.
Pac-Man World 2 was a standalone release originally, and then when they did the Player's Choice label in 2004, they included Pac-Man Versus.
Yeah, because I mean, Player's Choice, that was a really cool lineup of things. That was like a prominent thing for the Game Boy Advance and Game Boy and GameCube especially lineup.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I think I got a lot of my games, because like didn't Player's Choice end up going for like a lot cheaper than like it was basically the great like the PlayStation greatest hits releases of games where like they would go for like $20 or so.
Yeah, it
think I
was
remember.
$20.
Yeah, $20 was the
Standard
usual
price. So
standard price for it.
Player's Choice. But I think a lot of games did take a little bit of time to hit the Player's Choice label too. So I believe that.
Yeah, I mean,
I believe it.
Pac-Man World 2 took it about 2 years. Was it because it was a 2002 release originally? Yeah, March 2002 for the Cube, and then it wasn't until 2004 that they got the Player's Choice.
And Al said he
but
got his with Luigi's Mansion. So
damn, Al,
yeah,
what a game!
what a game!
What a game.
I don't think I've never played Luigi's Mansion. I know that Jack, you have obviously. You did it for the channel, didn't you?
I Let's Played it. That was my first full game for Spookfest, not including the letter, but
that stop.
Yeah, no. Love Luigi's Mansion. Go watch that LP. Or should redux it one day.
Or don't.
Or don't.
Or don't.
I don't know.
No, that was to you. To you saying I should redux it someday. Or don't.
Yeah.
I will say I have a decent amount of experience with the GameCube, but not nearly as much as a lot of other systems we've talked about over the podcast. It's 3 seasons so far. Wow. Because since I got mine like super late, like I got a Wii less than 3 years later. Like I had a Wii in 2009, and even though yes, it has GameCube support and I could play GameCube games, and in fact I did play some GameCube games on it. I was obviously trying to play Mario Kart Wii and Super Smash Bros. Brawl and all those games that came out, so I kind of only had a very small time frame for the GameCube. I'm starting to try to get back into it now. I have been talking about how I've been playing Pokemon Coliseum and Pokemon XD, and hopefully I'll be playing some other games, but I have a copy of Mario Golf Toadstool Tour that I've never even played.
Oh.
I don't even actually.
That's a good one.
I might have to look for it. I don't think it's on my shelf. I might not actually have it with me. I swear I took it with me, but I remember I owned it.
But that's the good one.
Yeah.
That is the good one.
It is.
So
why isn't that on NSO yet?
Yeah, I know, right? That'd be perfect with fucking
There'd
internet.
actually be a desirable Mario Golf game to play on the Switch.
Yeah,
There'd be a desirable Mario Golf game.
true.
True. Period.
Period.
I haven't played it. How good is it?
It's the best one.
It's
Mario Sports on the GameCube were just built different, honestly.
I mean, it might feel a little lacking in character roster and courses now, like nowadays.
by today's standards, yeah, it has significantly less content than the new game.
How many courses does it have?
I'll look it up.
Because I mean, golf games, you'd be surprised like how many courses a lot of them tend to have. Like, honestly, if you can get up to like around 10, that's a lot. Most golf games are kind of like sitting around like 5 to 8, 5 to 7 to start. Sometimes they'll get updates later. You'll get up to like 12 or 15. But if like you start at like 10, you're in pretty good shape. As far as characters, usually like,
1, 2,
honestly,
3,
you can get away with like 20.
It has 7.
That's 7. That's not horrible. That's all right. That's fine.
It's a decent amount.
Yeah. Especially for when I assume Mario Golf Toadstool Tour came out in like the early 2000s, like
2003.
Yeah, so it came out earlier in the lifespan. That's not bad. I have always wanted to play a Mario Golf game that isn't the original one, Game Boy Color version, or the Switch
So
game.
there is 16 playable characters
but
plus
2 transferable characters
from the Game Boy
by
Advance
Link.
version, right?
Yeah.
The Neil and Ella from Mario Golf Advance Tour. If you link cable, you will get them as playable characters in Toadstool Tour as well.
We did talk more about it in the Game Boy Advance podcast, but my experience with the GameCube, like linking with the Game Boy Advance, is pretty much limited to just like the Game Boy Player. I would end up using that during the period where I had it, and I would play just like some Game Boy Advance games on it. And I didn't even have like a whole lot of experience with it by the time I had moved on to doing other stuff. I think honestly, it was like when I got to do that, it was like right before I got the Wii. So obviously by the time we got the Wii, the player is not compatible with that. So I just stopped using it. And that's as limited as it is.
Do you guys want to take a guess as to what the highest selling game on this system is that was not published by Nintendo? And also where it ranks on the top selling games?
The
answer may be more obvious than you expect.
I want to say it's Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, but I feel like I'm wrong.
It is Sonic Adventure 2 Battle.
Okay.
Oh, he's wrong.
I'm wrong.
All right. It ranks at number. You said top 20.
Top 37, which is how many games on the system sold over 1 million copies. I'm just looking at the Wikipedia page.
Okay. So then in that case, it's number 9.
Little bit lower.
Damn.
It is 14.
I knew it wasn't super high up because if I remember right, it only sold what, like about 2 million?
1.73 million reported.
I'm a little high on that.
Surprisingly, sold less than Star Fox Adventures, which is a spot above it.
Ew.
Somehow
there was like about how many copies did Star Fox Adventure sell?
1.82 million.
There were 1.82 million people that got to experience Star Fox Adventures. I mean, there's people that are nostalgic for it. I haven't played it. I can't judge, but that's interesting.
And it tells a lot.
It is like one of the first releases after Star Fox 64, and we haven't had like. You're going in with, oh, cool, more Star Fox 64.
Yeah.
And it's made by Rare. Rare's made cool stuff.
And then, oops.
Oops. Dinosaur Planet or whatever the fuck it was supposed to be
It was
called.
supposed to be Dinosaur
Yeah.
Planet, and then they turned it
Yeah.
into a Star Fox game. Wasn't even supposed to be a Star Fox game originally. I mean, I think, I have been curious about playing it. There's been a like wide range of like first party titles that are on the GameCube. Like a lot of franchises that Nintendo has are represented on here. And in fact, we get a few new ones too. Like more than like a couple, like a good few to
Pikmin.
several. Yeah, you have
Pikmin.
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 Not for Japan, but for pretty much everybody else. You had Animal Crossing.
Animal Crossing.
You had is Chibi Robo published by Nintendo, or is that like
Chibi Robo.
So like
Chibi Robo.
You've got quite a few like new Nintendo IP that are on here. So like
Yeah.
New Nintendo IP Resident Evil 4.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that Sonic Adventure 2 Battle outsold Resident Evil 4, to be honest.
Not by much.
Not by much, yeah.
Okay.
It's only about by like 100,000, 130,000.
Okay. So they were pretty close. I just remember, I mean, Resident Evil 4 for the admittedly briefer period of time than was supposed to be expected of it being a GameCube exclusive, only for GameCube.
Yep.
Yeah, it was, I mean, I heard it was a big deal. So like
it really was, honestly. And it's touted as one of the best Resident Evils. It's up there. And like the GameCube version's a solid version. Obviously there's more versions with slightly more content nowadays, but I don't think there's anything wrong with going back to the GameCube version.
They did make the game with the GameCube in mind because that was their target at first, so I'm sure it plays great on the GameCube.
Yeah.
You know, looking back, it makes sense that Mario Party was a yearly franchise on the GameCube.
Yeah, I mean,
Because
GameCube was like a big 4-player like focused console. Like they wanted you to do multiplayer.
Yeah. But you have in the top selling GameCube games, you have at number 8 Mario Party 4 with 2.46 million, Mario Party 5 at number 10 with 2.17 million, Mario Party 6 at number 15 with 1.63 million, and then Mario Party 7 at number 11 with 2.08 million. And honestly, I think the only reason it sold that much is because it was the last one on the GameCube.
Yeah.
It's one of those, it was the newest one for like 2 years before Mario Party 8 came out on the Wii.
I was gonna say I feel like that tracks because like a lot of the time like people will get like the first one and sometimes the first 2 of a long running series and they'll be happy with that and then they'll burn out for a little bit, but then another one will come out later and they'll be excited for it again. So it just kind of falls in line that like 7 would be able to pick up more sales just because by that point people might have been a little bit more excited to get it and do it again.
I feel like Mario Party 7 is also the easiest Mario Party to get a hold of. I don't know that for sure, but it's the one that I've seen in used game stores more often than any of the others.
I haven't been able to play it. In fact, I only vaguely remember Mario Party 4, and I only remember knowing that I played it because I played it, it was the only one that was out by the time that I had gotten the chance to play the GameCube for the first time. So I feel like about the other ones.
I feel like every Mario Party game has like a slight caveat to it that makes it like, oh, it's good in this way, but it kind of sucks in this other way. Because like Mario Party 4 has like cool mini games, but the boards are kind of mediocre. Mario Party 5 has cool boards and pretty good mini games, but all of the items are luck based and there are no shops.
Yeah.
Mario Party, well, actually, I could be wrong on that one. There might be shops, and I'm just remembering fucking wrong. Mario Party 6 has cool boards, but it has the fucking day-night cycle gimmick, which, your mileage may vary on if that matters, but some people don't mind it, some people hate it. And then Mario Party 7 is just kind of mediocre all around.
Damn.
So, yeah.
You can order a Mario Party 7 off of eBay right now for like $55.
Ooh, damn! It's more expensive than I remember.
Well, the thing is GameCube games as a whole, just like all across the board, are expensive. People are extremely nostalgic for physical GameCube collecting, and because the GameCube did not sell super well, good luck finding copies of the games.
At reasonable prices.
Yeah.
Like
I looked up prices for like Double Dash, and like those are reasonable for the console, like respectively. I think I remember seeing prices for Double Dash being around what you said the price for 7 was, like around 50 or so. And I was like, oh, that's not bad. And I had to say that's not bad because that's just how GameCube game prices are.
Yeah. This is like, we're in the era where I exist. Hi. I have money. I have like some amount of nostalgia for the GameCube. It might not have been my first console, but it was like the one I like was, like I owned more than 3 Nintendo 64 games or like GameCube games when I like was playing the system. So, like I have a fair bit of like nostalgia for the system and like familiarity with it.
It was the first. I mean, it was the first home console I ever like owned. It was the first home console I ever owned. Period.
There you go.
All I had before it was the Game Boy Advance. So like it was a very formative console for me. I grew up playing a lot of like sports and racing games because that's what my dad liked, and he was like, this was probably like the era where my dad was playing more video games than. I mean, I would say it probably peaked with like Wii Sports, but after that, it kind of falls off. But like GameCube, he was playing a lot of stuff, and we would have like a few different, like we had Need for Speed, we had like with MVP Baseball 2004 and 5, which great games.
I was going to say, to be fair,
baseball games go.
Those kind of games that you were playing at the time, that was a good period for those kind of games.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. Like it was a good time to play those games because like sports games during this console generation were probably at their best, as at least as far as the licensed games go.
Yeah,
I mean, they were competing because you had multiple like
you had Madden
franchises.
You had Madden, you had 2K, you had the Street games. I fucking loved NFL and NBA Street. Those games were so fucking fun.
These companies were trying to do a little bit more than just like straight realism. You had a lot more like
it's like it wasn't
stuff.
It wasn't just like, oh, we're here. These are the most realistic graphics we've ever seen.
Yeah.
No, it was just like, we want to make a fun football game.
You couldn't afford to just be the realistic game because, like Landon said, there was too much competition. You had to do something to set yourself apart. So that's how you got like my personal favorite of the sports games around this time, the MLB Slugfest games, which literally have parts where you can just have the ball or bat on fire. It's great. Like, I love it.
Yeah. So why not?
And then, as you mentioned, Need for Speed, peak era for Need for Speed. You had Hot Pursuit, you had Underground and Underground 2. Like, some of the best Need for Speed games came out during this era.
My dad bought a fucking wheel, like a fucking steering wheel peripheral that he set up in the living room, and we would fucking play Need for Speed Hot Pursuit on.
I will admit, like, I've never been like a big fan of like the idea of like a steering wheel specific thing to like use racing games. I don't play them.
Novelty.
I don't play them enough for it to be a thing. I'm sure that there's people that like really like racing games where like that is like they have to ride or die that. Like that is just too good for them.
Yeah.
But I did play it. I think I used it like one time for Need for Speed, but I don't remember which system I used it for. But it was Hot Pursuit 2. I do remember that.
Yeah. God, what a... I mean, like, the GameCube didn't sell really well, but what a fucking strong, like, first-party library it has.
Like, I mean, you don't have...
Third-party.
And third-party. I mean, but, like, it had less third-party support than its competition.
But it had more third-party support than the 64.
It did.
True.
That is
True.
So, fair. I wanted to, there is low quantity of third party support compared to its competition, but it is more than the N64 because the N64 had almost nothing outside of Rare, which was already working directly under Nintendo as like a second party developer. So that doesn't even really count. So there was not a lot.
But you saying like most of the stuff you've already mentioned, like all the sports titles, like none of that was really on the 64.
No.
So for that to actually come to a Nintendo system and be on at least par, or these versions, like this, a lot of the Sonic games were
I was going to say, yeah, before we get into first party, we got to talk about Sonic.
And then we already mentioned Resident Evil 4. You had like partnerships being developed like for specific games, even if they didn't last the whole life cycle.
Yeah, there was God, I can't remember the name of it, but there was literally a Mega Man game that they made for the GameCube that was an RPG, like it was a turn-based RPG or something.
Mega Man Legend.
No,
or not Legend. Sorry, Mega Man X Command Mission.
Yes,
that one. Command Mission. Yep, because I've played that one.
Yep.
The only Mega Man game I've beaten.
That's hilarious.
I started with that, went back to Mega Man 1, still stuck on Yellow Devil.
I do want to play that one though, because I remember my friend who's a huge Mega Man fan was hyping that game up, and I'm sure it is average, but I still want to try it.
It is a pretty like good mega like RPG. It is a pretty good RPG. I remember enjoying it a lot. I can say that much.
I'll say as far as third-party software, though, like for me, the reason I played GameCube was for Sonic. Like everything that wasn't on Game Boy Advance that was Sonic was on the GameCube. Like even more than what was on the PS2 and Xbox, because like you had stuff that was exclusive to GameCube, like Sonic Adventure DX Director's Cut and Sonic Adventure 2 Battle were only on GameCube. And then obviously you had Sonic Gems Collection, which ended up never getting a PS2 port for some reason. And that's
just hilarious.
Yeah,
honestly,
you can
because Mega Collection got the bonus version on PlayStation.
Which is, it's funny because like I was like looking at it and it's like, if you had, hypothetically speaking, if you had the content of Mega Collection Plus, which was the PS2 release, and Gems Collection, you would then have access to like all of the Game Gear games. But how you get that access to all the Game Gear games on the GameCube is not that, because Mega Collection does not have all of those games. So you're mostly going to be playing Gems Collection and the unlockables in Sonic Adventure DX Director's Cut.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know why. That's just how they did it. But I mean, I had all of that. Like I wanted everything. I wanted everything Sonic, and like the GameCube did not disappoint, except for Shadow the Hedgehog. That was disappointing, although that was the best version of the game.
That was fucking awesome. I don't know what you're talking about. I remember being excited for that fucking game.
I can't pretend as a 13-year-old edgy teenager like I wasn't excited for that game. Like that came out at the perfect time for me.
That was actually, I believe, a birthday gift from my sister after we had already moved out here. My sister that lived in Ohio still. Like that was like something that she mailed to me, and I was like, fuck yeah. Except I was younger than that, so I was like, piss.
Heck yeah.
I don't know. PP. I don't know what I said back then.
Yeah, no.
It's not a good game.
No. But
did I enjoy it? Yeah. Did I enjoy the multiplayer? Yes.
It's really fun. Just use the chicken gun.
Yeah, the chicken gun. That's why the game's good.
It's true.
Yeah, like that is like my major use of the GameCube outside of the first party stuff, because like I loved playing Sonic Adventure 2. I loved playing Sonic Adventure DX. I loved using the Chow Garden. I spent so many hours in the goddamn Chow Gardens in those games.
The GameCube was truly a Sonic machine.
It really was. And then obviously, like I said, I would get Gems Collection. I never bothered with Mega Collection because I had Mega Collection Plus on PS2, so I didn't see the need. But getting Gems Collection, I was able to play Sonic CD for the first time in like 2007. I was able to play Sonic the Fighters, which was fun, and playing Sonic R. I do have a little bit of nostalgia for Sonic R just because of Gems Collection.
Good.
So it opened me up to a lot of pretty fun games. Sega, when is the remake of Tails Adventure? God damn it.
It's
Never.
going to happen.
It's a good ass GameCube
No.
game.
I spent an unhealthy amount of time on the GameCube playing Sonic games. Adventure 2, or I mean both adventures, honestly.
Heroes.
Adventure 1 and 2, Heroes. Didn't play Shadow that much, but
I got the true ending. That's how much I played it. I'm ashamed.
Riders was a big one.
I can't remember which system I played Riders on. I feel like it was probably GameCube, but it could have been PS2. Anyway.
I definitely remember I played Riders on the GameCube because I got it with a Pelican brand wireless GameCube controller. And that thing broke after less than a year.
Pelican accessories are
It
so
broke
bad.
immediately.
Yeah.
I remember I had a rechargeable Pelican. I think that was what I had for my Game Boy Advance battery, rechargeable battery. And that it worked for what it was, but it died really fast, so I would have to charge it. And it would take a long time to charge because this is 2003. Shit was not optimal. But anyway, back to GameCube. Did any of you guys get to use the Wavebird controller, own a Wavebird? Because I always wanted one. I thought it was cool as shit, but I never got to actually use it outside of like 1 or 2 instances.
I've never owned a Wavebird.
Nope.
I think I've used one maybe one time. As far as I'm concerned, they don't exist. I just use a wired controller. That's good with me.
At the very least, like even though it was like the first system to have a Wavebird controller, Al said he had one and it was pretty cool.
Ultimate Gamer Al in the chat.
Ultimate Gamer Al. I will say that as cool as it was to have it, it was like the least necessary because like some GameCube controllers have like 10-foot cords. Like that shit could go all the way across the room. Like you did not need a Wavebird controller for the most part. It was just cool to have. Like I would have my control, like I'd have my GameCube like set up like on the floor or even in like the little bookshelf where the TV was stationed, and I'd be sitting. I remember we had like a living room that was kind of like for a poor people's living room. It was spacious enough, and like I could still sit like all the way at the other end, like easy. Like that's how long that controller cord was. Which, by the way, Jack, how you feel about the GameCube controller?
I fucking love the GameCube controller. You talking to me? You talking coming to my house? Ask me to talk about the GameCube controller? I don't have one next to me.
I'm in your walls asking you about the GameCube controller.
Failure.
Yeah, it's not perfect. Obviously, it's definitely tailored more for like 3D, but like third dimension, like 3D platformers, like games where you move forward instead of left and right. But because the D-pad isn't great, the C-stick could be better. I don't love it, but it works for what it does. But I don't know, man. It's one of the comfiest controllers of all time. I could use a GameCube controller forever and not get tired of it. Yeah.
Like
it's great.
I've been using the GameCube controller that you had got me as a gift that was like an import for Smash 4. And I was using that for quite a bit in Pokemon Coliseum, and it was so comfy that sometimes like I would be playing for like several hours and wouldn't even realize that time had gone by because like my hands just felt like I don't know what they call it, but like it just you use a controller that is so comfortable for so much time that it doesn't feel like it was it just felt natural. So like no, the GameCube controller definitely like one of the best controllers. Does have some flaws like you said, but like the triggers of the L and R were really good. I think that like it's interesting how like controllers at the time like had tried to use like worked with the LNR, because like they were doing all different things. Like Sony just had like their typical digital input where you just press it down. Xbox, they had just like fully like analog like triggers that like you push them all the way. But GameCube, it was weird. Like they have like a combination. Like they have like an analog aspect to them where you could pull them, push them down. And like in stuff like Super Smash Bros. Melee, you could do like a light shield if you only held it down a little bit. But then there was like a digital aspect where if you pressed it in like all the way, it like had like a click to it. And like, I don't know, like that is just so cool. And like the fact that like it has like the A, B, X, Y in the orientation that it does, like you could tell they designed that controller to like really just kind of nail like what the intent of each button was going to be. And just GameCube, it did it right.
It really did.
I have two things. One, I think the Player's Choice version of Pac-Man World 2 actually came out in 2003, because I was double checking release dates, and I know I pre-ordered Pokemon Coliseum, and that came out in 2004, like early 2004, like March.
Yep. That makes sense.
I got whatever the GameCube was like a holiday present. So there's that. Two, the GameCube controller is a blight on the world, and it will never fucking die like cockroaches.
That is also true.
It will never go away. They will always
never go away. And every day we move further away from God.
But yeah, no, like
it is good on the GameCube. No other system. I rest my case.
Okay.
I'm not making a case. That's my opinion.
All right, let's jump into the first part. Let's just jump into the first party games, because goddamn, there are a lot. Which ones do you want to talk about first? There's so many. There's Mario. There's Metroid.
Let's go back to Mario Golf, baby.
Mario Golf, baby.
Mario Golf.
We got other Mario sports games too. We got Mario Power Tennis. We got Mario Strikers. We got Super Mario Sluggers.
I don't know
about that one.
Haven't played it yet.
No. Okay.
Sorry. It's like the one I haven't like played.
It's so good though.
I know. It's unfortunate.
Oh, sorry. The one on the GameCube was Mario Superstar Baseball. I always get the names confused.
I was going to say Sluggers is
Mario,
the Wii one.
Sluggers was Wii.
Mario Super Sluggers is the Wii game.
Yeah, which I also have not played, by the way.
The Wii game is not as good.
I've heard
the GameCube one is better. What else? We got Double Dash. It's not technically a sport, but it's a Mario Kart.
It is a Mario
It's
Kart.
a good one.
Some people call racing a sport.
By that logic, we're going to call RPGs sports, in which case, 1,000-Year Door.
Oh, here we go.
The one that Landon will never acknowledge the existence of without scorn.
What?
Like, what game are we talking about?
They've made this many Paper Mario games.
How many?
I don't know.
He's holding up 4 fingers, and I'm assuming his answers are Paper
Mario. What are the
Mario.
2 you're not including?
Yeah, there's 2 that you're not including. Wait, no.
Yeah, there are 6 total.
Yeah, there's 6. What?
Okay, so the actual Paper Mario games. Anything I leave off was a fever dream made up by you folks. There's Paper Mario for the Nintendo 64. Classic. Love it.
Okay.
Best game ever, says one person.
At least one person.
At least one person in the
maybe
world.
Maybe more. There might be more of you, but at least one.
Yeah. At least one present here to give the opinion. And, opinions matter in this court. Okay. Super Paper Mario, classic. Good game on a system we're not talking about today. Mario and Luigi Paper Jam, classic.
Oh, there's 7 actually.
Yeah.
I forgot about Paper Jam.
I was going to say, you do have to count that as both a Mario and Luigi and a Paper Mario game.
Yeah.
Because Paper Mario Luigi's in there. And then I said 4 games. That means
Yeah.
I have to choose another.
You have to choose between Origami King, Color Splash, and Sticker Star, and not Thousand Year Door because I know you won't count that.
Which one will it be, Landon?
Surprise choice. It's Super Smash Brothers Melee.
Yeah, let's go.
Super Smash Brothers
It's
Melee.
a Paper Mario game. It's not a good Paper Mario game, but it is a Paper Mario game.
There's a Paper Mario trophy in it.
Exactly. And that's why I'm counting it on the list.
There we go.
Everything else didn't exist.
Didn't exist. Hey,
Anyway,
there was also a lot of
Your Door.
There was also a lot of Zelda
good.
on this thing too. Like, talk about a Sonic machine. This thing was also a Zelda machine.
Yeah,
You could play you could play Ocarina on 2 different discs.
Yep,
it's true.
In fact, I'll be right back.
he's gonna go get one of them. Because like, what other game? Because obviously you had Twilight Princess, which ended up coming out after the Wii version, but that still was on GameCube. You had Wind
Twilight
Waker.
Princess, Wind Waker. You have Four Swords Adventures.
Yep.
You have you can play Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask on the GameCube. Here we go. He's got.
And
I got all of them.
And the first, I think it was
So
Zelda
you've
1
got
and 2.
the collection disc has those 4 games and the Wind Waker demo.
Okay.
So it's Zelda 1, 2, Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask,
Okay.
and a Wind Waker demo.
So no Link to the Past on that one.
No Link to the Past. You can't. The only way you could play a Link to the Past was Game Boy Advance.
With the player and that
but
version.
Because of the player, you got access to Link to the Past and Minish Cap.
Yep.
So, and then they did the Master Quest version of Ocarina of Time. So you had 2 ways to play Ocarina of Time, and then you said the 2 original titles, Wind Waker and Twilight Princess.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And then 4 Swords for a multiplayer original, or 4 Swords Adventures. Sorry.
And there's another way you can play the original Zelda, because you also have the classic NES series on the Game Boy player that you could use.
And Zelda 2.
And Zelda 2.
But also Animal Crossing.
Yes.
And Animal Crossing. Also one of the best Zelda games.
True. Very true.
Jack,
so
how much
was
experience-
Animal Crossing what's the 3DS one? I can't
New Leaf.
think right now. Yeah, New Leaf. It has Zelda characters in it.
Jack,
True.
how much experience do you have with the original Animal Crossing?
I love the original Animal Crossing. It wasn't my first one. My first one was Wild World, but I went to the GameCube one after that. And honestly, not to say that Wild World is just like a dumbed down version of the GameCube Animal Crossing, but it's a shrunk down version of it. And it's missing like a lot of core content features like holidays and stuff like
Doesn't have
that.
the island.
Doesn't have the island. I don't know. I think before New Leaf, which is my favorite, the GameCube Animal Crossing was the best one.
That's very
Like,
interesting.
Yeah.
Like,
It's fantastic. I could go back and just like start a town in GameCube Animal Crossing right now. Like, why haven't they added that to NSO?
because
like-
it's too much power.
It would be
There's
too much
so
power.
many games that we're going to talk about right now that is
Should-
not on NSO and probably won't be on NSO for a very, very long time because
Yeah.
Nintendo.
Nintendo wants to make sure that the
And-
only way you're getting them is because they absolutely have nothing better to put out that month.
Yeah.
So,
Speaking of which, Wario Land came out this month.
or Wario
there was
World.
nothing-
Wario World.
I did not
Same
know
thing.
that this was a game. Apparently, this
You
is a
didn't?
3D
Yep.
Wario game.
Yep.
This is not only the first 3D Wario game,
It's the only one.
it's the newest.
It's
Yeah.
the newest. Yep. Every other,
Is it any
every
good?
other Wario game has been a side scroller. It's fine. It's interesting.
It is the Donkey Kong 64 of Wario games, would you say?
I would say they are similar. I don't know. Donkey Kong 64 has its like hardcore defenders, but like I feel like Wario World, no one really talks about that much. Like it's all right. It's not like bad by any means. It's just kind of a whatever 3D platformer.
It's the forgotten stepchild that the fan base tries not to acknowledge.
It is an absolute fever dream of a video game, though. Yeah, it's weird.
That saying that reminds me. This is not a first party title, but Beautiful Joe.
Oh,
I mean, that is a prominent third party title on the system.
True.
What a fucking good fucking game.
What a
Capcom hit some fucking shit on the Cube.
And the PS2. But
PS2, but like this was a good era for a couple Capcom releases. And then also because we already skipped over Sega segment, we have to call out Billy Hatcher.
Billy Hatcher and the Giant.
Billy Hatcher.
Why the fuck are they sitting on that? Why have they not released that?
They don't want to provide. They don't want to re-release the masterpiece.
I know you make a perfect video game, but re-release that and also re-release Skies of Arcadia Legends.
True.
Balls in your court. Balls in your court. I'm waiting.
You guys want to talk about Kirby Air Ride?
Oh yeah.
Oh yes. What a mediocre title. I love it.
No, it's great. It's like
I've never played it. I've heard so many things about City Trial.
It's I think the original is pretty rough around the edges, but it's a ton of fun.
It's not amazing, but it's very fun. It's like
it has
one of the peak multiplayer experiences on the system, I would say.
As far as like City Trial goes,
that's saying a lot considering the output of multiplayer.
There's a lot of multiplayer stuff.
Yeah,
like Animal Crossing is like a solid multiplayer experience. Metro Prime 2 Echoes is a solid multiplayer experience. I think those are the three multiplayer games I know of.
Landon doesn't want to mention the other ones, but obviously you've still got your Super Smash Bros. Melee, your Mario Kart Double Dash. I mean, we did talk about there is a multiplayer mode in Shadow the Hedgehog.
There is. That's true.
True.
But yeah, Kirby Air Ride is. I think it has a really steep learning curve because the controls in that game is because some of the rides in that game are atrocious to figure out how to use.
Yeah.
There's some that are not great, but when you get Meta Knight, because Meta Knight is his own ride, so basically you just fly, and it's great, and you get the sword attack and everything. So yeah, you can either play as Kirby or Meta Knight. But Meta Knight doesn't get on the cars and cannot suck like enemies for power-ups like in the new game. He can.
Yeah. We did talk about Super Mario Sunshine a decent bit on our previous podcast episode for 3D Mario platformers. But is there anything we wanted to just shout out for Super Mario Sunshine?
Go watch that LP.
It exists. It was.
I love Sunshine. I'm not going to shit talk it that much. I'll shit talk it a little bit, but
it's a good game.
Much.
But it definitely is an instance where like the GameCube, like it's a Nintendo system that the highlight is not the Mario platformer. Like almost
it's the third best selling game on the Cube.
Yeah,
so it is a highlight, but it is not Melee.
Yeah.
Or Double Dash.
We'll be talking. You guys will be able to talk about it more next season, but you guys want to talk a little bit about a series that had some really good shit on the GameCube, Metroid?
Oh, I thought you were going to say Pikmin.
You could talk about Pikmin too, but
I mean,
I'll talk about Pikmin 2 all day.
And Pikmin.
Also, I will
Pikmin
also
1.
talk about Pikmin.
Yeah.
as well.
But just a quick teaser for our Metroid discussion by talking about Metroid
I mean,
Prime.
Metroid Retro Studios hit some fucking crack when they made Metroid Prime and Metroid Prime 2 because they definitely like going into it. And they have a book that they did for a retrospective on Metroid Prime 1, 2, and 3. And I've seen some excerpts from it, and it's like the butting of heads between Retro Studios and Nintendo, like design philosophy, still made like a wonderful like pair of games.
And just
I think
I remember watching the What Happened video on Retro Studios, basically like the fact that Metroid Prime even like became a thing is amazing, because the guy that was originally in charge of the studio of Retro Studios was kind of a piece of shit, and Nintendo had to step in, but they saw the potential that Retro Studios as a development team had, and they managed to give him the chance, and Metroid Prime basically saved their ass. So
yeah, those are two games, that's for sure.
it's amazing they did manage to help revive a I mean Metroid Fusion came out before or after Metroid Prime 1?
Fusion was like the same week, I think. Let me see.
So not just Metroid Prime, but like this was like a generation where Metroid managed to make a comeback, because it was like non-existent during the N64.
No, not just the same week, the same day. They came out. They both came out on November 18th, 2002.
I'm sure that there were some diehard Metroid fans at that time that were just absolutely popping off.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't even have a GameCube yet at the time, and I didn't know what the fuck a Metroid was when I was 7 years old, but I imagine it was crazy for them.
I imagine.
And it would have been crazy for me if I were older.
Shout out to Metroid fans the day that those two games came out.
Yeah.
So yeah, Landon, Pikmin.
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 Miyamoto's like star child that will also never die.
I think
it doesn't matter how poorly Pikmin sells.
Miyamoto treats Pikmin more close to his heart than Mario sometimes. Like
I genuinely, I think if it was up to him, Pikmin would be like the face of Nintendo.
I don't blame him.
Like, you know,
Pikmin's awesome.
No, yeah, Pikmin rules. Like, there hasn't been a bad Pikmin game yet. Like, all 4 of them are fucking home runs.
There is another one.
We're
hey
talking
you,
about
Pikmin.
Hey Pikmin. Not Hey You Pikmin. Hey Pikmin.
Hey.
Is it Hey Pikmin? Okay,
Hey
for some reason I kept thinking Hey You
Pikmin. There's also the mobile game Pikmin Bloom, but
I don't
for
count
the core
those.
games.
The core
games. He means the core games, people. Don't add him or do. I don't really care.
Yeah.
1 is weird as fuck and really challenging. 2 is even more challenging, but for different reasons. And they're both lovely video games. Like the environmental like storytelling you get from it is fantastic. Omar and Louis are fantastic characters. Pikmin themselves is a great like little concept of little like workers who don't need to eat or sleep. You can cut that.
Yeah, just an awkward pause.
Yeah, you can cut that one out.
Landon went into a CEO mode for a second.
Pikmin are great. You can keep that.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No, it's a great series, and I'm glad Miyamoto wants to shove it down our throats in every single fucking place he can, where it doesn't even like make sense. Like the Wii to Wii U transfer page, like Pikmin carried your fucking shit over for you.
Yeah.
They use that for the 3DS as well. Like when you're transferring 3DS stuff over, you'll have like the little Pikmin picking up stuff and moving stuff around too.
We also we also have to acknowledge that this is the console that gave us God's greatest rhythm game, Donkey Konga.
Ooh.
God, I forgot that was a thing too, but it was, yeah.
Donkey Konga, baby, with the fucking bongos, which I do have. I just don't have them with me.
So I did not play this. I remember that I went to a friend's house and they had a GameCube and they were huge Nintendo fans when it came to the GameCube. Like they had almost any Nintendo GameCube game that was worth a damn that like a 10-year-old would care about. Like they had it. Like they had the Kirby Air Ride, they had the Mario Kart Double Dash, they had Donkey Konga. Like they had almost everything. They had shit that I don't even remember because they just had so much.
Did they have Shark Tale?
Oh, did they have Shark Tale?
There's a chance. There's a
GameCube.
chance they may have. I can't confirm that though.
If they did not have Shark Tale, they were not a real gamer. Me, I'm not a real gamer. I didn't have Shark Tale for the GameCube. So
exactly. What else have we not talked about for the GameCube that's worth mentioning?
Power Rangers Dino Thunder.
Oh, have not played that one.
I don't know.
I think I rented it once, or my brother rented it once. For third-party stuff,
Tony Hawk.
There's Tony Hawk. I was thinking Star Wars because there's a lot of really good Star Wars games.
Oh yeah,
this
Rogue Squadron 2.
Yep.
Yeah.
Rogue Leader.
One of Rogue Leader. Was Bounty Hunter on this?
I don't know. Lego Star Wars.
Lego Star Wars.
The first one.
Dragon Ball Z Budokai 1 and 2.
Jedi Knight 2, Jedi Outcast. Yeah, Star Wars Bounty Hunter was on the system. Yeah. So Star Wars had
Tales of
like
Symphonia.
Really good...
I forgot that Tales of Symphonia was a game. Al
Listen,
mentioned.
Al. We're not all ultimate gamers. Can you calm down in there in the chat?
He's throwing out the bangers that we're missing.
Yeah, that's true. Tales of Symphonia. There was some like pretty decent, I feel like, licensed stuff. Al brings up Path of Radiance as well.
Yeah, we forgot to mention Fire Emblem Path of Radiance.
Fire Emblem had an entry that was released out here.
And it is now very expensive if you want to try to get a physical copy. And Landon has it because Landon's a madman.
Not an ultimate gamer, but a madman.
He is a madman.
I'm a madman.
He is a madman.
This, I think I spent $100 on.
So it wasn't super bad yet.
No, I got this 2013. I think it was before I started working at GameStop. Yeah. So do I have the receipt? I have the receipt. Never mind. I spent $75 on this.
Yeah, let's go, baby.
The receipt in there for proof.
The proof of purchase is right there.
And never mind, I bought it in 2015. Wow. All over the place, just wrongzo. 2015 for $75, which
not
pretty
bad.
Good deal.
Yeah. So
I haven't played it yet. Classic.
Anything else that you have that you want to mention, Jack? I feel like you're like the biggest GameCube boy out of the group of us. What are we missing that you need to make sure that
I know the game that we're missing. I know the game we're missing. But
Pokemon
this is the game we have to
next be Gale of Darkness.
Well, Cloud did mention those, but those are good games.
We did not talk a whole lot about them. I mean, I've talked about them a bit while doing our wrap up segments as I've been playing through them. But yeah, even Pokemon had actual core mechanic games on the system and like prominent
core mechanic games, folks. Pokemon Coliseum, Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness, Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire box.
Oh God.
Thing.
You can play your copy of Ruby or Sapphire if you want to spend $2,000 on a physical copy.
See? There it is. Anyway. I remember I played a fair number of SpongeBob. SpongeBob had a release or two on this. The Simpsons obviously had
Hit and Run.
Hit and Run
Hit and
and
Run.
Road Rage were both very well respected, well loved Simpsons games. You got one that was a ripoff of Crazy Taxi, and another that was a ripoff of GTA, and they were both good games.
Lennon mentioned SpongeBob as well, and I did actually play the SpongeBob game that I had the most attachment to was the one that was based on the movie. And it's surprisingly great game, actually. Like, I remember really enjoying it as a kid. It's a very solid 3D platformer.
We've talked about Dragon Ball in the past, but it had 2 solid Dragon Ball games.
Yep.
Budokai and Budokai 2. Don't even you fucking dare. Don't you fucking stop it. Stop. Stop smiling. Stop laughing. Cut that shit out.
Landon really doesn't want me to say the other one.
Don't do it. There was only 2 Dragon Ball games ever on the GameCube. Stop.
Ever.
Both of you, stop it.
What is the...
Listen,
that's the correct answer.
I was just thinking about Paper Mario: The 1,000-Year Door, because that's a
good Dragon Ball game. That's the third Dragon.
It's not a Paper Mario game, but it is a Dragon Ball game.
Not a fucking Paper Mario
don't
game.
You collect 7 of a thing in 1,000-Year Door?
Yeah.
Yeah, you collect the fucking pieces of
There you go.
Star.
I can't remember what they were called, but it was like, there you go.
That one. Yeah, never mind. Okay. Yeah. I actually had to look up what it was because I couldn't remember. And I'm like, yep, that makes sense.
Yeah, he will redact me from mentioning the other one.
And I'm not even editing this podcast, but I'll do it.
No, it's me.
I'll find a way.
Yeah, he'll find a way.
I mean, there was so many, like, Custom Robo came out, a good mech game, published by Nintendo.
I keep forgetting that they did publish that. Yeah.
WarioWare Inc. Mega Party games came out as another, like, Wario game. Jack could speak to that a little bit more. And then, like, are we done? Are we done talking about the GameCube?
We can.
More or less.
We can be done talking about the GameCube. Let's just summarize our thoughts.
GameCube game. All right, I'll bring it up then. I'll bring up the best GameCube game that we have not talked about.
Jack,
in my thoughts section.
What are your final thoughts on the GameCube?
I love the GameCube. It's my favorite failure. It's the console the GameCube and the Wii are the 2 big consoles that existed to me throughout most of my childhood. I mean, not including handhelds, of course, but like, I had the GameCube until I got a Wii in mid 2007, and then the Wii was my main console until I got a PS3. And obviously I would get like some, secondhand consoles. Like I got a PS2 secondhand in there somewhere, and then I had I bought like a Dreamcast and shit, but like, as far as like main new consoles, it was GameCube until it was the Wii, and then by the time I got a PS3, I was already 16. So like, this is like a younger childhood system for me, and it has a lot of fantastic games. And even though it didn't sell that well, I still love it. I love how it's a little lunchbox that you can carry. It has a good controller, and it's got Pikmin. So those are my thoughts.
I will say, like, when I first got the chance to play GameCube, my experience with it wasn't really enough to to really give a good judgment. I was the person that was mostly on PlayStation at the time. I also didn't really feel like I was getting the same level of like memorable experiences as I was the N64. But I think like if I had to like weigh now, like what I think is like better between like the GameCube and the N64, I would say GameCube, like just the sheer quantity of quality titles. And like going back, like I think that the GameCube is a good system that just suffered from just having really strong competition. Like it was a crazy generation. So the GameCube really just did not do as well as it could have just because of the fact that it was up against the fucking PlayStation 2. Like, I'm sorry. But no, it's a great console. A lot of good first party stuff. Like, you got every prominent Nintendo franchise under the fucking sun here in some regard. And the third party support, there's not a ton, but it's a respectable amount considering what came before. And we got pretty good shit. We talked about it. So like it's not super high on my list of consoles, but like I think it definitely deserves the nostalgia and fondness that people that have been giving it. So yeah, we got to give it its flowers. GameCube's good.
GameCube good.
Al says, I think either the Jimmy Neutron movie game or Beyblade 5 Force
I think it's
were the worst
V-Force.
GameCube game I own.
Oh man, I have a copy. I have a loose GameCube disc copy that is scratched to hell but still plays of Jimmy Neutron Jet Fusion, I think it was called. And it is horrible. It is
Nice.
dog shit.
Oh boy.
And it lives in a box in my closet. So
Nice.
Hell yeah.
All right, Landon, give it to us straight.
Cube. Fucking, you know, the only thing that, listen, Nintendo, you did pretty good. You did pretty good here. You got the best GameCube game that I know of, that I've ever played. Spyro Enter the Dragonfly. Thank you.
There it is. There it is.
hell yeah.
Hell yeah, brother.
It was
Anyway,
in fact a GameCube game.
The video game awards happen. You guys want to?
Well, before
about
that, why don't we do some housekeeping? Jack, can you give my throat a quick break and tell the class what we've been up to with our Twitch channel and all that other cool stuff?
Yeah, I can do that just for you, Cloud.
Thank you.
Only this time, though.
Only this time.
It's been a tradition lately for Jack to take over for this segment.
Hi, it's me, Jack. I'm going to talk about our
Hi.
housekeeping. Hey,
It's him, Jack.
we have a Patreon. Join our Patreon. You can join at the $3 Silver Stooge tier or the $5 Gold Stooge tier. In either tier, you have the option to vote on future content, whether it be streams or podcast titles, or podcast topics, I should say. Stream titles or podcast topics. And the Gold Stooge tier is just there if you want to get a shout out from us personally. Right now, the only one we have is our buddy Al in the chat. Shout out to Al. He's the best.
He's the ultimate gamer.
He is the ultimate gamer, and he's Obama's
Gold
favorite.
Stooge.
And he is Obama's
Stooge.
favorite. Yep.
He is Obama's favorite. It's true.
and-
Look it up.
And
What else do they get, Jack?
what else do they get? They also get exclusive content. We have videos that we upload to Patreon on a monthly basis that you can only watch if you are subscribed. And we have some cool shit like tier lists and discussions like for potential video game classic editions.
Yeah.
Or we did Delta Green a couple times.
That was a cool campaign. Yep.
If only Al would let us play it some more. But he won't let us.
But yeah, you can look forward to a bunch of that stuff if you subscribe to our Patreon. As far as the content that we have out right now, I am in the middle of Yakuza 0 for the PS4, and I have been having a great time with that. It has been, every stream so far has been a blast. Cloud just recently started Super Mario Odyssey.
Hell yeah.
And
brother.
that I assume has been going well because it's Super Mario Odyssey and it's a great game.
I forgot that it got a free Switch 2 upgrade, so it's been really fun revisiting it with the with a little bit of a performance bump and graphical bump.
Nice.
It's
nice.
been nice, yeah.
Hell yeah. And Landon just the other day started playing the Nintendo GameCube classic Chibi Robo.
Wow.
It
What timing?
all comes full circle.
Notable period in GamingStooges history. None of us are playing an RPG right now.
None of us are playing an RPG. Yeah. That's crazy.
Well, some people.
I mean,
The
some
Yakuza
wouldn't-
games are RPG like adjacent.
They're like, yeah, they're RPG light. There's not like a level up system. There's just like an upgrade system, which I mean, I guess you get experience in the form of money. You beat people up and you earn money.
You will one day play a game in the series where it is unequivocally an RPG.
Yeah,
I'm sure
later
I will.
ones become RPGs.
I'm sure I will. But it is probably definitely the closest thing to an RPG that any of us are playing right now. And ironically, it's me.
Yep.
I'm not
Yeah.
normally the RPG guy.
But anyway,
He's not Mr. RPG.
Chibi Robo, how's that been? You just started it. You got like one session.
I started it, played it for 2 hours, and I was like, man, I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing.
Yeah.
It's going great.
All right. So yeah, the Game Awards happened. We're not going to talk about the awards ceremony because that's not really what we'd care about. But they did announce a lot of games. There was a lot of game reveals. There was a lot of new info on stuff. We're just going to go over the world premieres. If we have time at the end, we can go back and like talk about new info that was dumped down. But there was a user on Reddit named, I might butcher their name, Howerev. It's basically spelled however, but flip the V and the R. They graciously had a chart that I'm going to be looking at for this, and they put everything in both the pre-show and the main show in alphabetical order, categorized it by what type of thing it was, whether it was world premiere, updates, new info. So we're just going to go through the world premieres, starting with the pre-show stuff, and all this is in alphabetical order, so I'm just going to do it in that order just to make things easy.
That's cool with me.
So pre-show, we had Audio Mech. That is it's from the same people as Audio Surf. You get to like put I didn't know that. Yeah, so you get to like put in music and like fight mechs to the music. It's really fascinating. I don't know how to explain it, but like if you're interested, if you liked Audio Surf, Audio Mech is the thing. I'm
gonna look into that.
I did not get to tell you about that because that was announced before I tuned in because I didn't realize that the pre-show started early. But yeah, that's an interesting one. The next one, I shared this with our Discord user, Katie. Bradley the Badger. It is a 3D platformer where you play as a badger named Bradley. It was actually a guy who got turned into a badger. And you go through like these different worlds that are like based on like very popular, well-known games. And you do like puzzle platforming. And it looks really interesting. In fact, I don't normally get super excited about like random mascot platformers anymore. But like I looked at this and I was like, this looks interesting. I kind of want to fuck with this. So yeah, that was another cool one that was shown off. The next one, I'm going to apologize here. I think this was shown off before I tuned in, so I didn't get to really see it. A game called Decrepit. Again, I don't know. I don't know much. Yeah. Another thing that they showed off was a game called Stupid Never Dies. This one it's kind of hard to explain. It's like a beat 'em up. They didn't show a whole lot of gameplay footage. They had a long bit where there was like a girl who was like supposed to be like a punk Juliet, and like there was like a zombie guy who was supposed to be her Romeo, and they did like a song bit for like a cutscene thing, and then they showed gameplay, and like the zombie can turn into a werewolf apparently, and like you beat shit up, and it looks cool. It's just they didn't show enough gameplay for me to understand fully what the hell's going on here. So it's sure. There was a game called Tank Rat. I don't remember much about that game being shown off. Again, this is all pre-show stuff, so like if it wasn't Bradley the Badger, it didn't stick well in my mind. The only reason I know about Audio Mech is because I was listening to podcasts that mentioned it and they were interested. So yeah, Tank Rat. And then there's also the Free Shepherd, which I think is like this open world game where you play as a dog. You get to play as a shepherd, and you can just roam around a world. I don't know the full details, but they had dropped another trailer for it, like, I think earlier today for PlayStation. So, yeah, that was interesting. Landon is gonna miss some stuff that actually matters to him, and it's gonna be really funny and really sad.
Oh well.
Now we're gonna get into the main show. The first thing was a game called For Loop. I forget the details about this one. I am sorry. I do remember.
Is it the sequel to Kip Loop?
I don't know, but I know that like some
And by
people.
that I mean Death Loop.
I do remember that people were. No, it's not that. I can't remember the exact like details of For Loop, but I remember it is made by some people that are like kind of prominent in the industry that like people like and people respect. So like I remember seeing that some people are interested in it. But I don't know a whole lot about For Loop other than what was shown there. Yeah. The next thing in alphabetical order is Ace Combat 8 Wings of Thief, I think is how it's pronounced. I will say this game looks impressive from a graphical standpoint. I'm not usually used to seeing like games from what was it, Namco Bandai that like look this good. But Ace Combat 8 looks pretty cool. Next one, Landon's actually back just in time. I was a little worried you were going to be gone when I mentioned this. But we got Control Resonant, a new Control game.
New Control game. You know, there was a flop of a Control game earlier this year.
Was there?
Yep. It was like a PvE shooter thing.
Oh.
It was, yeah.
No. This one's more in line with like the original Control. So.
Yeah, this is like a sequel to Control, like how Alan Wake 2 is a sequel to Alan Wake. Shocking. From what we have seen, which is all cinematic.
Yeah, pretty much all cinematic. Like you didn't see like any gameplay. They just kind of showed what does the game look like. That's it. We don't see what the gameplay part is.
Potentially looks good. I mean, it's Remedy does a pretty good job, I feel like, with their setting and everything. I had a really good time with the first Control. I have not played Alan Wake or Alan Wake 2, but they're actually or Quantum Break for that matter. But they're all actually in a connected universe. But Control was a lot of fun. I really liked the character from the first Control, so it'll be interesting to see like the motivations and everything from the second character. But it has to come to a Switch 2 on a physical cartridge for me to be able to play it anytime soon, as shown by my 41 hours playing a PlayStation 5 this year.
All right. The next game in alphabetical order is Coven of the Chicken Foot, which is done by some people that left Naughty Dog, and they made their own studio. And they're making this game where you get to play as an old lady and her, like, it's not really like a robot, but like it's like a helper that like follows her around. And you're kind of going through the wilderness doing like platforming, puzzle solving. Like it feels very like Jack and Daxter-y. Like it's definitely like got that Naughty Dog core to it from like way back in the day. So it does look interesting. It looks pretty cool. I'm interested to see what that game is. They didn't show a whole lot of the gameplay again. They mostly showed a lot of cinematic, and then they showed a little bit of gameplay after. That is a problem with a lot of the trailers that we see nowadays, but that is, I think it looks interesting. So the next game in alphabetical order, this was, for some reason, not shown at the end where, like, objectively, I think the most people were interested in this game. Not me. I don't really care, but it did look cool. But it was the thing that was teased originally by Jeff before they went into the Game Awards as like a big announcement. A new game in the Divinity series. It is just being called Divinity at the moment, but I feel like that's just like a placeholder name, and they'll probably have some like extended name later. But all I know is that the trailer for this, they didn't show any gameplay, by the way. It was all cinematic. But the trailer for this was fucking gruesome, and I had to keep like looking away. It started with like a guy puking, and the pigs were eating up the vomit, and there was like a guy that was in like a big straw effigy of a man So like it was, and they like literally just burned him, and there were like people having sex in the crowd, and then there was like a girl who like it looked like at first she was nervous and didn't want to see it, but she actually just wanted uppies. She wanted to be up on the shoulders so she could get a better look, and
You
yeah,
wanted uppies.
yeah, she wanted uppies.
Uppies.
She wanted, yeah, she wanted uppies, and she wanted to be like on the shoulders and getting a better look at it. And this guy's
Oh
getting
my
like
God.
torches and shit thrown at him, and he's like burning to death. And it was fucking gruesome. Like this shit was totally gory. Like the fact that they showed this at the Game Awards is ballsy to say the least. That said, I don't know anything about any of the Divinity games. I just know that Larian is very respected, and I'm sure that Pixel
Was
is
very respected.
Yeah. And
Let me.
yeah, well, we don't need to talk about that. We'll keep going. But I will say that Pixel is probably excited for it. Maybe.
Oh man, fucking the internet, man.
Yeah. No nuance, but the next game, Forest 3, I don't know much about this game, and I did not really see much from the trailer that was shown off, so, and I don't know anything about this series, so.
Pass.
The next one, Gang of Dragon, from the guy that was in charge of the Yakuza series, is making a Yakuza-like game named in a very similar manner. Gang of Dragon. It centers on I don't know if he's actually from the Yakuza series, but he looked like a character from the Yakuza series. He was a bit stockier. There was, again, not a lot of gameplay until near the end of the trailer. There was a lot of cinematic, but it's got a very cool vibe to it, cool atmosphere with like they had. He was like in a bar. He was getting confronted. They first started a shot like this guy had like the knife like driven into him, and he's just like holding it, and then he just like pulls it out like nothing. It's gruesome too. Like he's gripping that blade for dear life. He's bleeding out of his hand and everything, and then he just like it shoots to him in a bar, and like these guys are like trying to like annoy him, and he just starts beating the shit out of him. It's pretty cool. But yeah, Gang of Dragon. If you are interested, it's not related to the Yakuza series, okay, but it is made by the same guy, so it's going to have a similar feel, but not related.
Due to international copyright laws.
Yeah, it is legally.
It is not.
It is legally distinct.
It is not like a dragon.
It is legally
distinct.
It is legally
But-
distinct, but it is if that's your thing, it's up your alley. It looks good. Next in the alphabetical order was actually the last thing they showed. It was their one more thing, and it's another hero shooter. This is made by some people that did like Titanfall and a couple of other things. So like they have reputable people, but the thing is it doesn't matter. Like you can have all the reputable people in the world. It's still a hero shooter. So like we'll see how this works. It is called High Guard. Yes, that sounds a lot like Overwatch, High Guard. We'll see. I don't know. That was their last thing that they showed. Kind of a to end on, but
If all it is literally Overwatch 1, but playable again,
that's already better than Overwatch 2. That's an improvement.
Yep.
So
there you go.
And I could say that as someone that played Overwatch and has a very good friend who loved Overwatch 1 and thinks that Overwatch 2 ruined the whole series. So,
Well,
and then
yeah.
the next thing for a world premiere was actually Mega Man Duel Override. Mega Man is back. That is Mega Man 12. Once again, we did not get to see a whole lot. They did a huge build up. They had the symphony playing like a really cool orchestral piece that eventually made its way into Mega Man 2 Wily Stage 1's theme. And it showed like it opened up, and then you finally get gameplay, and it's like 30 seconds of 2D Mega Man again. So like we'll see. It looked good, like graphically speaking, but we'll see. It doesn't even come out till 2027. So like, but Mega Man 11 was by most accounts a good game. So we'll see how good this one is. The next world premiere was for a game called No Law, which I don't remember who's working on this one. I know that there's like some like notable people behind it, but all I could gather was it looks like Cyberpunk 2077. That's it.
Wow.
So, I mean, if that's your thing, it looks okay. There was a game called Ontos. I honestly don't remember much of this one. I think was I can't remember if this was the game where like there was like the aliens and shit that it was supposed to. It looked like a kind of like just like a sci-fi shooter. I might be getting this one mixed up with another one, but like I didn't really gather much from this one, so pass. The next game is called Orbitals. Orbitals is a co-op game in the similar style of like It Takes Two and shit like that, but it has got like a Daft Punk style or like 80s anime style aesthetic. It looks really cool, but it's also a gameplay style I'm not really fond of. So we'll see if I play it. It is coming to Switch 2 because it is a Switch 2 game, and apparently just Switch 2. It is
Neat.
Yeah, it's neat. Again, gameplay style though, I don't know. The next game is Order of the Sinking Stars, which, if I remember correctly, this is the new game coming from Jonathan Blow of Braid
And The Witness.
and The Witness, and I'll admit,
Jack's favorite developer.
when they showed this game off at first, it didn't look all that impressive at first because like you have like this top-down perspective. They were solving some puzzles, and the screen shifted to a different puzzle every so often, and then they zoomed it out, and it's like this big giant like Metroidvania style like sized like top-down overworld with like fucking a million fucking puzzles. So like it looks interesting if that's your kind of game. So Landon, you might be interested. I don't know. Maybe if it gets a physical
Maybe.
Switch
We'll
2
see.
cart. Maybe you know
That's-
what? Maybe if they sell it for $10 on the eShop, not 30
Maybe.
or 40. Maybe if they sell for 10.
Maybe they sell for 10, but it's on sale for like $3. I'll be like, I'll wait for it. Thanks.
Yeah. There was another game called Out of Worlds. I'm not gonna lie, I don't remember which one this one is, and I am kind of I'm gonna get this one mixed up with Outer Worlds and Outer Wilds at this point. Like they're just all too similar named. I don't remember
Too
much.
many Outworld
Outworld
games.
Yeah. There was a game shown off called Screamer. I honestly don't remember this one at all. I guess this was a world premiere of some sort. I don't remember. The next two games, we got two Star Wars games shown off, by the way. The first one was Fate of the Old Republic. That is a spiritual successor, but not a sequel to the Knights of the Old Republic games. And it's being done by some people who were on that team. I think the guy that like directed or like the main producer is like on board for this one. So if you are a fan of the KOTOR games, Knights of the Old Republic, look forward to Star Wars FOTOR by 2030, because that's apparently, if I remember correctly, this is a game that they said like they are not far away. It might be a different game, but I think this is the game where like they're not that far along. They just showed it off.
What's the point of spending millions of dollars for a minute ad segment?
To be
at
fair,
the Game Awards.
This could be a game where Jeff Keighley gave it a buy and just put it in because he wanted, because that is a thing that can apply. Like, or not specifically Jeff, but like, yes, if you want a spot in the awards, like Zenless Zone Zero, I bet you any money they paid for their spot. But there are some spots where like, if they really like the game, they can actually just put it in. So I'm assuming that's the case here, but yeah. And then there's also a new Star Wars racing game, Star Wars Galactic Racer, coming out. So if you are one of the 10 people that really fucking loved Star Wars pod racing on N64, you better fucking get your shit ready, because you're getting a new racing game 25 plus years later.
Hell yeah.
I've heard that game was fun, so I think that there'll probably be people excited for this. There was two Tomb Raider games shown off. One of them is a remake of the first game, and the other is a brand new game. And they updated Lara's look to be a little bit more of a fusion of her classic look and the I can't remember the set of games that came out like during like the 6th gen that like they're trying to like
It's like the reboot era,
yeah.
more or less.
So like they're trying to like get her looks like kind of put together into like one unified visual. But I will say it was pretty cool seeing Tomb Raider here, and I do like her Laura's new design. I've actually wanted to get into Tomb Raider recently, and I'm thinking of playing like the remastered collection of at least the first 3 games. They have collection of like 1 through 6 as well, but I want to at least try the series. So this did look pretty cool to me. So looking forward to that. Any thoughts on any of these games so far, by the way? I mean, I think I probably passed by the big ones for you guys so far.
I think I mentioned my thoughts on the.
Yeah, you had two. I was gonna say you had 2 games. You had Control Resonant and you had Order of the Sinking
Star.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't help that I didn't watch this because I was busy. Like I didn't even watch Jack's stream that night because I was busy. So like I've seen some of the stuff and it's like, yeah, I think literally the 2 games you pointed out during your live watch through were the only things I would have cared about.
Yeah.
So most of this stuff is like bouncing off of me like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
That exists.
I mean, I think you might be interested in Bradley the Badger, which they shot during the pre-show, but that's like the only other thing that I could think of. And then there's only 2 other games. There's Total War Warhammer 40K. So there is a crossover of those 2. If you like either of those things, this is cool. If you don't, well, then this probably doesn't matter to you. But some people are hyped for this, so cool for them. And finally, the last thing in alphabetical order is Warlock Dungeons and Dragons. So there's a new Dungeons and Dragons game. They showed off like the main character that you could play as, and they showed some gameplay, and it looks really cool. But as someone that's not into like the D&D games, like I didn't get much out of this, but like the action and animations and stuff like they showed, it looks pretty cool for the people that are going to be interested in that. So, yeah, I'll say for me, as dumb of a reveal as it was, the Mega Man Dual Override was my favorite announcement because I like Mega Man enough to be excited for that. I think Gang of Dragon looked really cool, and Bradley the Badger, I'm actually pretty damn interested in. But and Coven of the Chicken Foot looks pretty cool too, pretty neat. So yeah. There is I will link you guys real quick. I should have linked you to this. I'm gonna link Landon and Jack, but there is like games that got like new info and games that got like some extra stuff like kind of just shown off that we already knew about. But I'm trying to think. I don't really think there was anything that was like shown that like really caught my eye that I didn't already know about. I mean, Phantom Blade Zero already was shown off before, and it still looks pretty cool. But like a game I'm probably going to completely forget about by the time I actually get to see it. And I don't think anything else really caught my eye. Pretty much so.
The only thing on this list that I care about is Metroid Prime 4 Beyond,
which they basically just wanted to remind people that it was out. That's literally all they did was they did that. And they did reveal that Leon Kennedy is returning in Resident Evil Requiem. So
it's true.
He's
an old man now.
He is an old man. That's pretty much it. I mean, they did show a bunch of other crap that I didn't care about. I thought, the stupidest thing that I saw at the Game Awards is Xbox had a trailer, and it looked fucking really cool. You had a janitor who's like going to like all these different like now Microsoft Xbox owned properties, but like a lot of stuff that like is stuff that they bought from other companies. Like you had Call of Duty, you had Fallout. There was like he went into like different rooms and he was like cleaning up messes like in these rooms that were like themed after these different franchises, and it was just a fucking ad for Xbox Game Pass. I was like, this trailer is too cool for the thing that they are advertising. This is like, I don't know. Do something. You could have done something better with all of this time and money and resources.
It's a real shame.
But instead, you show all this cool shit off just to advertise Game Pass. I just wanted to vent. Yeah, the Game Awards, there was, we all know about the Game Awards. Every year it happens, and I pretty much just tune in for the reveals. And there were some pretty cool reveals. Maybe don't end on another fucking hero shooter, though, next time, Jeff. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jeff.
Dude, like, even though I'm not into this series, I think if you had just ended on, like, Divinity, like, you would have left so many more people excited. The fact that you ended on fucking High Guard, like, why? I don't know. They could have ended...
Especially since Baldur's Gate 3 was, like, Game of the Year, 2 years ago.
It was. It was a Game of the Year winner. Like, they could have had the former Game of the Year winner's studio, new game, be the thing that ended the night out, but they didn't.
Al says, I remember the jokes people were making. I only remember the jokes people were making about Kermit getting cucked by Geoff.
Yeah, there was Miss Piggy at the Game Awards. That was really funny. I think that was they did like a whole bit. Like there was like a joke about like Miss Piggy and Jeff sharing a steamy romantic relationship. And then Miss Piggy and God, I don't remember his name. There's like a Muppet that's like a dog. So he's literally just a dog. And like they did like a song together. And that was pretty fun. But yeah, that's Game Awards. So with that said, it's been a couple weeks since our last episode. Is there anything new you've been up to that's worth sharing, Jack?
God, I always go first, and it's always weird. I've been playing more Pokemon Legends ZA. Yeah. I still haven't beaten it yet. I'm still working on it. I'm getting there though. I'm in like my mid 60s level wise. I'm about to fight Jacinth.
So you're about to go to rank B.
You're
getting close to the end of the main story.
Yeah, I'm getting there. Let's see. Third was our last podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I had a big weekend right after our previous podcast where I went to, it was almost like being on tour, like for a weekender, but I went to 3 shows in 3 different out-of-town cities in a row.
Hell yeah.
On Friday, 5th, 6th, 7th, I went to Billy Strings in Louisville. I took my dad and Bethany and one of my closest friends, and it was a blast. I went the day after, I went to the annual Hot Mulligan Christmas show that they do every year in Detroit. To be honest, I mostly went for the openers this year because I've seen Hot Mulligan enough times that it's like, yeah, I don't really need to see him again anytime soon. But like Drug Church and Anxious were opening, and I love both of those bands. And that it was still really fun. I went with some friends. It was a good time. I left early.
I gotta say, all these bands you talk about, I never know any of their names or any of them at all. But I do find it amusing for you to just say the names of these artists because there's some funny names in there.
I think he literally just makes this shit up and like tries to see if he get a reaction out of us.
I have genuinely thought about doing that. I never have actually, but the thought has crossed my mind.
Just like tell a fake.
Start naming.
Just tell a fake
coming up
story.
With fake band names. But anyway,
and we'll be none the wiser. We'll just be like, yeah,
yeah.
I went to that.
Right.
I went to that in Detroit, and that was fun. And then on Sunday, a show that was originally supposed to happen back in May but got postponed due to the death of a close friend of the band. I think I went to see Drug Church with a different set of friends in Indy, so I saw them 2 days in a row because the show that they did the night before was their last show on the tour opening for Hot Mulligan. So they just like the show in Indy the day after was like pretty much one of the last shows of the year for them. And it was like very different vibe. They played the exact same set 2 nights in a row, which was fine. It was just a much smaller, more intimate venue and tailored more to the music, I think. And it was fun. I saw my friend who is 45 years old do a stage dive, and I never thought I would see that in my life. So
nice.
It was
Are
cool.
They alive?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was pretty much it. It's been mostly the last 2 weeks were a fucking blur, man. It's been mostly like work and the holiday rush.
It's that time of year
And
where like there's just some days where like you go to work, you're tired, and you kind of go to bed and you do it all over again.
Bethany and I are still watching through
Yes.
DBZ. What were you gonna say, Landon?
I asked, you guys sleep?
No. Sometimes. Yeah,
Wow.
Bethany and I are still watching through Dragon Ball Z. We are like getting close to the end. I think we got 40 episodes to go. We're like Gotenks just or I should say Goten and Trunks fused up for the first time like several episodes ago, and it's mostly been training for Boo. But no, it's been
they
fun.
stretched that out a lot in the original
It's
too.
Yeah, it's a lot, but honestly, it's fun to just like, I don't know, like Dragon Ball Z episodes are like potato chips. It's like you eat one and it's like I got to watch like 3 more now, you know? It's like it's very easy to just watch like 4 or 5 in one sitting, I think. And that's kind of what helps make it feel less lengthy. I've yet to be bored, honestly. I've made it this far, like 252 is I think the episode we're on, and have yet to be bored. It's been pretty fun all the way up so far. I mean, I will say there was like the bit of filler between Frieza and Cell lasts for a little bit too long, and there are some episodes that I really don't give a shit about in that era. But yeah.
But also the driving school episode happens in that
No,
era,
driving school episode is fucking peak. Don't get me wrong, but that's like in the middle of Cell. Because they were like,
oh, you're just talking about Garlic Jr. saga specifically?
Yeah, it's like, well, not just Garlic Jr., but just like the downtime after Garlic Jr., like the shit with like Krillin and Marin is like, I don't give a shit about this, honestly, and I love Krillin.
Well, it's because it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Anything else new with you?
That's about it, honestly.
For me, I'm trying to think.
Oh wait, did I get the gift from you between the last podcast and now? Okay, hold on. You talk. I'll go grab him. Give me a sec.
I was actually like reaching in my back pocket because one of my gifts is I got a new wallet from my girlfriend. It is Dragon Ball. You got go.
Chala.
Yeah.
I'm
so glad to have a new wallet because like I had this like wallet that was like styled like an NES cartridge and it had like Super Mario Brothers on it, and like that shit's like super faded, and that wallet was like 10 years old or something at this point. So like I needed a new wallet really bad. So this new wallet is cool as shit, and I'm probably gonna keep this wallet for a really long time as well.
Hell yeah!
I also got a shirt that like was also Dragon Ball Z. It has like a bunch of different 1 second.
I can't hear him. Am I supposed to hear him?
I had to leave and jump back in because I had nudged something and like my webcam ended up like just freezing and like disconnecting. So,
oh, okay. Okay.
I left on purpose. Anyway, apologies for that. But I got a matching Dragon Ball Z shirt. It's got like a bunch of like the Super Saiyans from the Buu saga on it. I don't have it with me, but that was cool. I also got the second half of Landon's gift that I was waiting forever for, and I was so expecting to just get the exact same thing that Jack got, but no, I only got half of the same thing as Jack. Got
Yeah.
I don't have it with me again, but I have a copy. I had gotten already before that, like a couple weeks before, The Legend of Heroes Trails in the Sky First on Switch, so I'm excited to play that. I think I mentioned that a few podcasts ago. But I also got a really cool Final Fantasy One Red Mage magnet. Uh, where did you get that again?
I got it at Portland Retro. It was this person. Do I have the card? I do. Layered Fabrics is the name of the person. You can check out their Instagram. They have shit. I am plugging them
It is
because they have some really cool shit.
It's a really cool magnet. Like it is
Yeah.
super well done. It's super nice. I put that shit like immediately on my refrigerator door, and yeah, no, I love it. I've been playing uh bits and pieces of Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness. I am still trudging through the Dark Isle Gauntlet because the gameplay loop of going to purify my Pokemon all the time and having to go back and then come back in and then go back and come back in. It's eventually I'm going to get to the end of the game. I am going to probably hammer away at it pretty soon because I've also been playing Pokemon Legends ZA because the DLC dropped in the between the last podcast and now, and I am almost done the post game main mission of the DLC. Yes, so Legends ZA has a main story, a post game. The DLC has its own story and then a post game, and I'm almost done the post game of the DLC.
That's too much shit.
Yeah, there's a lot. And oh god, that happened again. Okay. 1 second again. My camera did it again.
Professionals.
Awesome.
Professionals, yes. But as I was saying, the DLC was fun. I will say though, as just a short review, it's not worth the time if you're not like a big fan. Like you really got to really like it, like the game at least, if not just be a fan, like a big fan of Pokemon for it to be worth it, cuz it's $30. And I would say like they probably could have charged 15 or 20 and that would have been more reasonable. But I mean, I've had a blast with it enough, so like I can't complain. I also, until the DLC dropped, I was playing a lot of Breath of Fire 2 on GBA. I'm probably about like 40% of the way through the game. Might be coming up on like the halfway point. I got a whale that I can jump into and surf around the ocean on the overworld. So
Hell yeah.
cool mode of transportation. Get eaten by a whale today. Yeah.
Love a good whale.
But yeah, I was enjoying that. It is very archaic because it is based on a 1995 Super Nintendo RPG from Capcom, who were not quite to the level of Square when it came to making RPGs. So it shows, but it's a fun time, so I'm enjoying it. And I think that's pretty much everything with me, right? Yeah. No. Oh yeah, I've also been playing more of the newest Toho game to like try to get a refresher for that because I keep forgetting there is a Toho game this year, and I've been trying to play through that. I still have not 1CC'd it. 1CC, for those who don't know, is to clear it without continuing once. It's hard. And I like that they brought back like a character from like way back, like 15 years ago. There was like a character in like one of like these like I think it was in like a literature work that the guy did on the side. But yeah, they brought her back, and that was weird. But I hadn't talked about it yet, but I really like the mechanic because like you have like 4 different slots where you have like these different gems, and as you clear the game, or even if you die and you just get far enough to get like enough points in like certain things, you'll be able to like configure the 4 slots with one of 8 different options, and like you'll have all sorts of weird power-ups. Like I have a build that like I like to use where I use like Reimu, and she's got like her homing amulets if she's like moving around fast, or she's got like these like needles that do more damage and it's like straight ahead if like she's like focusing, so you're moving slower with your hitbox visible to like dodge bullets. And then like there's like a passive skill that just fills your bar up for like your bonus attack that is in the game just faster, just so that way they're like you can like basically gather resources faster and you let off this one attack faster. And yeah, it's a pretty fun game where like you can like mix and match the abilities. So I still got to play it more to like get a feel for all the different combinations, but it's not quite up to the level of the last Toho game that I played, but it's fun. It's a fun time. So yeah, I've been doing that. I think that's pretty much everything.
All right.
Yeah.
I got to show the boy.
You got to show the boy.
Here he is.
Pablo.
It's Pablo.
Pablo Sanchez.
And this baseball that came with it that doesn't have like a string or a magnet or anything.
It just came with him?
It just comes with a ball. Yep. He's got a baseball that goes with it.
Nice.
And also this Melonheads hat that is tragically too small. It's the way it is with most snapbacks, unfortunately. But yeah. Sadly.
And that's like all the way like undone.
Well, I mean, it's not. It's just thing on my head right now because I have headphones and my other hat on. But here, I'll prove it.
I was gonna say I want to see.
I have a large head.
I want to see how close it gets to fitting without quite fitting.
I'm not going to be able to hear shit that you guys are saying for a second, but that's okay.
I have the same issue Jack has. Any snapback, like, yeah, I basically have to have not attached at all for it to fit.
It's still like
it's
a little. It does not like rest on my head. I mean, it rests on top of my head, but it's like it doesn't really fit properly. So it's unfortunate.
So close. It's like almost there, but not quite.
It's okay. It's Pablo's hat. Even though he was on the Blue Bombers.
Yeah.
if only it was a Bombers hat.
It was the only hat they had.
Yeah, I assumed. I mean, Melonheads are like the main team of backyard sports, so it doesn't surprise me.
So, Landon, what's new with you? Anything interesting besides
Metroid Prime 4, baby?
Yeah, baby.
And that's it. Case closed.
Taking care of children.
Have you wait? When did Metroid Prime 4 come out? It came out like the day after.
Literally the day after last podcast.
You have not played a single other game since then besides Metroid
I played Balatro and Dokkan Battle, but I don't talk about those.
Yeah, because that's just
podcast.
That's just the thing you play all the time. So
yeah,
it's like saying, yeah, I breathed air and drank water in the last 2 weeks.
True.
Thank you very much.
True.
It's the period at the end of the sentence, just like Tails dying in Sonic 2.
Yes.
Anyway, yeah, it just Metroid Prime 4. That's it.
Enjoying it?
Yes, I like it.
I'm sure you
don't listen to the internet.
I was say I'm guessing you want to save more of your thoughts for our 2025 year in review next month.
Yeah, I'll wait.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll probably beat it by then, hopefully.
All right. Well, that is going to be everything then for this episode. I apologize for my technical difficulty there at the end that happened a couple times, but I hope you guys all enjoyed our discussion on the GameCube and our quick run through of the new games revealed at the Game Awards that we could really put any time in talking about. Let us know in the comments if you're excited for anything that came out of the Game Awards reveals, or tell us about your favorite GameCube games and your favorite GameCube experiences. But till then, we're going to roll the outro and we'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.